Good morning, everybody. My name is Jen, the Caffeinated Crafter, and welcome to my Flosstube channel, where this week the whips are real and the plans were not so fake. Today is Saturday, July the 8th, 2023, and this is Flosstube number 46. I hope that everybody who was in the U.S. had a great 4th of July. If you follow me, I was up in Georgia with my family on a week-long mountain getaway, and it was fabulous. Very relaxing. We got back a day early, so surprise to everyone who thought I was going to be posting this on Sunday or Monday. Yay! We ended up coming back on Friday. Our checkout day was Saturday, but I didn't want to feel rushed or stressed trying to get out, so we ended up just leaving on Friday morning. So anyway, yeah, I did a lot. I did so much. For everything that I did not stitch as much as I thought I would. So I could have done more had I just been by myself and just stitching all week long. So anyway, if you are new to my channel, I would like to welcome you. This is a channel where I talk about my cross stitch. I started the year with 139 whips. I set a goal in my whip parade at the end of 2022. I set a goal for each and every one of my whips so that I could try to touch each and every single one. And I had said that if I met every goal, that I was going to do a new start every day. Well, for every day in the year 2024. Progress this year had been kind of mediocre. I'm still kind of on the fence if I'm going to hit all these goals because some of them are really big goals, some of them not so much. But I think we are plugging away at them fabulously now. So I don't know if I'm going to have 366 new starts for next year, but I do have a lot, so yeah. Anyway, if you're returning to my channel, I would like to welcome you back. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing and all the comments and the likes, and following along with me in this crazy journey that I put myself in. All right, so let's go ahead and get started because this is going to be a long one. So if you've never seen my show. If you've never seen any of my videos before, I pick goals out of a basket every video. I post every 2 weeks. And if you aren't already subscribed and you like what you have to see, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you wish. All that good stuff. All the things. But anyway, so every 2 weeks when I post, I will pull new goals out of my basket, and then I write them on the whiteboard. So I can keep track of what I'm doing. And then we mark off with my giant trifold board. I have all my whips written down, and I got my Blue's Clues marker right here. And we mark off the goals that were completed. And sometimes it's a lot and sometimes not so much. This time it's a lot. I'm excited to show you this board. So I did pick out some extra pieces so that because I wasn't sure how the lighting was going to be, and I was not bringing my magnifying lamp with me, so I wanted to make sure I had plenty of stuff to pick from that I would be able to see with just whatever light was there, without having a magnifier. So you ready? So I picked out extra pieces, and what I wanted to do was that if I picked up a project, I wanted to get the goal done. Look at all that frickin' green. Look at that. So if you've never seen this board before, I write the whip down in black. I write down the stitches needed to finish the goal in blue. The red ones are the stitches I did to complete it. And then if it's done, I mark it off in green. Look at that. Look at all that green. That's so nice. So exciting. So the top two, Jesus. The top two were pieces that I kept here at the house. I worked on, so there were 3 projects I worked on before I left, the week before I left. And I actually did not stitch for 2 entire days before I left, because I'm a big procrastinator, and I waited until the last possible minute to clean up my apartment and pack for me and my 2 kids. Well, my kids pack their own stuff, but make sure that everything was packed for me and my 2 kids for our trip. I waited, and we left on Friday last week, and I waited until Wednesday and Thursday to get all that done. Plus I was working. So yeah, real smart, Jen. So anyway, oh, what did I do here? Oh, hang on. Sorry, I dropped the back of my needle minder. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm not sure how the lighting's going to be today because it is very gloomy out. It's going to be raining most of the day, I think, or at least the afternoon, as per the norm. Everybody thinks Florida is a sunshine state, and it is not. It's 50% sunshine and 50% hot, wet from rain. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to show you is a piece that I worked on before I left. And this is a retired chart from Pain Free Crafts. So this is no longer available. This is Day to Night Iceland. Artwork is by Lars Stewart. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. I started in the upper left-hand corner up here. And yeah, that's where I started. And my goal for this is one of my year-long pieces. So I have 7 pieces that I have that I set really big goals for to work on all year to hopefully get to them. This is one of them. So I'm doing this on a 32 count, easy count Lugana 1/1 full cross. And I did, let me move this board so it's up here so I'm not looking down while my chin fat starts poking out. So I did a total of 1,100 stitches on this since the last time you saw it. That's where I'm at with it right now. And my needle minder is a cat with guns, and it says, "You mess with the meow meow, you get the peow peow." I think I got that from Mad for Minders on Etsy, I think. Anyway, so I did 1,100 stitches on this since the last time you saw it. Look at that. My goal for this is, I didn't even tell you what the goal was. My goal for this is to get it to 12%. I am very far behind in this goal. I am sitting at a total of 6,800 stitches out of 258,000. I am at 2.64%. And if I did the math correctly, the last video I needed 25,673. So if I can subtract in my head super quick, I now need 24,573 stitches to get this goal done. Not sure if that's going to happen, but yeah. So that's where that is so far. So what I'm doing is, like I said, I started in the upper left-hand corner, and I'm doing block by block in the diagonal. And I decided to go ahead and make my last block for this section like right here. So when I hit this block, I ended all my threads, and I am parking, as you can see. I was using those little alien clamp things around the bobbins, and then I took them off because it was like, because I was working on this so much, it was like causing me too much stress when I was working on it. I worked on it for like, I don't know, a couple nights. So anyway, but I think I'm probably gonna end this section like maybe, I'll probably end it like right here and just meet it right there, and then that way I can move the Q-snap either over or down. I'm not sure. I'm not even close to being there yet, so I'm not worried about that right now, but that's where I'm at with it so far. I'm really liking how it's turning out. It looks very cool, so I'm happy with that. So yeah, 1,100 stitches on that. Let me put this back in my bag. My threads. Project bag was made by my mom. All of my project bags that are not those meshy looking ones from Amazon, all of them were made by my mother. This was my cross stitching right here. one of my few finishes from last year. That is from Stitchrovia. Says I'm working on my PhD in cross stitch projects, half done. So anyway, the bag was made by my mom. Okay, that's gonna go there. The next piece I'm going to show you is another piece that I worked on before I left. And this is my biggest project that I've ever done, my million stitch project. This is Catching Rays from the Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork is by Abraham Hunter. Oh, I didn't tell you the size of Day to Night Iceland. The size of Day to Night Iceland is 600 by 430. Okay, Catching Rays, Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork is by Abraham Hunter. This is 1200 by 900 for a total stitch count of 1,080,000 stitches. Like I said, it's my biggest project I've ever done. Like the fabric itself takes up half my bed. That's what it's gonna look like when it's done. And it's just absolutely beautiful. I love it. And I am doing this on a 32 count, easy count Lugana, 1/1, full cross. And I'm doing it page by page, and I'm doing the pages in a checkerboard. Because why not? It's a lot of fun. But you're only gonna see the one page I'm working on because I don't feel like pulling it out of the Q-snap. If you wanna see the whole thing, because I'm on like page, I think I'm on my, yeah, I'm on my 4th page. I can show you on here though. That's what I'm doing. Oh, if you wanna see it like on the fabric, you can go watch my 6-hour whip parade. Anyway, so my goal for this, this is another one of my year-long projects, and my goal for this is to do 30,000 stitches on it. And since the last video, I needed, at the last video, I needed 22,550. I did 900 stitches on it since the last time you saw it. And I hit a huge milestone. And if you're friends with me on Facebook, or if you're in a few, because I didn't post it to all the groups, but I posted to some of the groups. I hit a huge milestone, not my goal, but I hit a huge milestone. I am sitting at 2.06% done on a million stitch project, 2.06%. So anyway, I did 900 stitches since the last time you saw it. Like I said, I'm doing page by page in a checkerboard, and color completing within the page. So kind of doing the cross country in the page. And that's where I'm at with that so far. I have done a total of I had a lot of stitches on this before the year. So I've done a total of 22,272 stitches out of 1,080,000. I am at 2.06%. So, as I said, 32 count, easy count Lugana, 1/1, full cross. And so I need like whatever 22,550 minus 900 is, whatever that is. 21,650, I think, to complete my goal. So I think when I get this page, I still have a ways to go on this page, but I think when this one gets completed, I think I might go down here to this one. And then that way that'll start giving me more things. So right now it's just like boom, 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 boom. So I was trying to get down to the bottom so I can get to the coral and stuff. So I think I'm gonna go down to this page here. So I'm not stuck on the edge the whole way down. I can, if I get bored of doing colors and I want to just do some blues, I can come up here and work on a sky page or something. So yeah. Yeah, I'm liking how that one's coming out so far. Where's my bag? Here it is. I got this back in the bag. This is a lot of effort. Struggling. Oh. There we go. So yeah, I printed the page mock-up. I printed the page mock-up. So this is the page I'm working on right now. And I think I'm gonna come down to this one here so that I can just slowly work my way down to the coral. So yes, I am pleased with my progress on that. So if I can get all my goal done on this, it's essentially doubling the amount of stitches I have right now, because I still need like 21,000. I've done 22,000. So I think I might be able to get this to 4% if I can get that goal completed. That's pretty cool, hey? Okay, the next thing I'm gonna show you is one more piece I worked on before I left for Georgia, because I needed my magnifier for it. And this is, I think it's actually one of the only ones that I have pulled that I needed my magnifier. So this is Peaceful Jaguar from the Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork is by Lucy Bilodeau. I don't know if I'm saying that right. This is a crop of a larger piece. That's what it's gonna look like when it's done. Isn't that beautiful? Meow. Boop nose. Boop. So anyway, my goal for this was, where is it? My goal for this was to get it to 2%. I was almost there when I pulled this out. I'm doing this 1/1 full cross on a 32 count easy count Lugana, and this is all within page 1. And I got my goal. I did 700 more stitches on it. I am currently at, oh, I didn't tell you the size. Hang on. Dagnabbit. Keep looking at that. The size of this is 325 by 325. It has 91 colors. I didn't tell you the amount of colors in the other ones, but oh well. I think Catching Rays has like 130 something colors, 133 or something like that. So 325 by 325, total stitch count of 105,625 stitches. I have done a total since I started of 2,216. I am at 2.10%. I think I was trying to get to like a nice even thing for my games that I play on Facebook. So yeah, I'm at 2%, little over 2% on this one. So this goal is completed, so it is going away until next year. I am excited for my plans for next year, because my thinking is that I will be able to work on these more than just like a couple times. Like the idea is to like keep working on them, you know? Okay, because if I keep doing it this way, it's gonna take me like 15 years to finish everything, because I only work on it once a year, you know? All right, next thing I'm going to show you is a kit that I got. I got the kit on Etsy. It's Christmas Reindeer. I'm calling it Christmas Reindeer. It don't really have a name. It's a Russian kit. Look how pretty that is. I like it a lot. My mom was talking to me about this piece, and she said she actually doesn't like it. She said it looks like one of those deer heads that you mount on the wall and then, and then decorate it for Christmas. Oh yeah. So but anyway, I think it's beautiful, and a lot of you guys do too. And I wish I could tell you, if I ever see this for sale anywhere, I will definitely let you know. But I was looking for it, and I can't find it anywhere right now. So my goal for this was to do you know what, hang on, let me pull up my computer, because some of these I just had to finish them. I think this was one of the ones I just had to finish the goal. Christmas Reindeer. Yeah, so my total goal was to do 1,000, but when I pulled this out, I needed another 500. I started in the middle. And so this is the head, and this is the left antler. I know it's a little close to the edge, but it's a kit. I already counted, it's gonna fit. But it's a kit, so you know how that goes. So I finished this ornament, all the cross stitching for this ornament here. I started doing this one, and then I started working my way up the antler as well. So I got my 1,000 stitches in for the year on this, and I am happy with how that is looking so far. So there's that one. That's another goal down. So I showed you my board with all the green. I didn't actually tell you how many goals I completed. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 goals completed. What? 13. Dang. That's awesome, right? Okay, the next piece I'm going to show you is from Maya Stitch, and this is Autumn Gnomes, and that is what it's going to look like when it's done. My goal for this was to do 1,000 stitches, I believe. Yeah, do 1,000 stitches on the middle gnome right here. So whatever I was, basically was, the idea was to finish the cross stitching, and then whatever was left over, I was going to start back stitching her. So I just needed another 200 stitches to get this goal done. I had done 800 the last time I worked on it. And so I finished all of the cross stitching, and then I came down and started back stitching to get to finish off the 200. So there's that right there. This one is being stitched on, I think this is a 16 count fiddler's cloth, I believe. But yeah, so there's that. And that's going away until next year. All right, next up is from Heaven and Earth Designs, and this is Artist Kitchen. Artwork is by Jacek Jurka. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you know, I don't know how to say it. So this is regular size max color, so it is 450 by 406. It has 238 colors. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. I've seen somebody else stitch this on Facebook, and it looks really nifty. So I did a center start on it because I'm doing this on a non-gridded fabric that was cut unevenly from the people I bought it from. 1, 2, 3 stitch. And so I wanted to make sure that it was centered correctly. So I did a center start, and I'm doing this on a 20 count Aida. 2/1 full cross. Folding this up so you can see it. There is a portion that I had to frog, and I frogged it on, I have not frogged it in person. I did the windowsill. I started it in the wrong spot. And so I still have to pull that out, but I did pull it out on Pattern Keeper. And so it did drop my stitch. So I'm a mess. All right. My goal was to get it to 1%. I hit the 1% while I was up on vacation. I hit the 1%, and then I decided, well, let me go ahead and frog the stitches in the windowsill because they're going to have to come out anyway. So I did that on Pattern Keeper. I just didn't do it in person, and it dropped me back down to 0.87%, but it was still kind of early in the evening. So I was like, you know what, let me just go ahead and do these stitches and get it back up to a true 1%. So that's what I did. I had started parking because I was worried about making a mistake like that again. And then I got sick of the parking. And so I started working in my park threads. So that is where I'm at with this so far. I did a total of 601 stitches. And I am sitting at a true 1%. 601? I did 601, really? It was either 600 or 601. Yeah, it was 601, so it would go from 0.99 to 1. That's right. So I did this down here, and then I started working in these park threads over here, working my way over. So that's right. So I have to pull out this right here. I got to pull that out, but that's a future gen problem. Fabric is so big, it's hard to fold it so it goes in my bag right. But yeah, that's another goal down. All right. Next up is an Old Dimensions kit, and this is called 3 Bird Watchers. This is from like, what's this from? Copyright 1997, so I probably bought it around that time. That's what it's gonna look like when it's done. My goal for this was to, I hope I'm making sense, because I feel like I'm just kind of bouncing all over the place here. I'm still like in vacation mode. 3 Bird Watchers. My goal for this was to do 500 stitches over this way. And that's what I did. It's going to look like a lot more than 500 stitches because the games I play on Facebook, a half cross, you have to do 2 half crosses to count for a full cross stitch. So I ended up having to do like more than 500 actual stitches so that it was like a true 500. I'm doing this on whatever came in the kit. I think this is like a 14 count ivory Ada. And so I did all this right here, all this right here, and all this over here. That's where I'm at with it so far. But yeah. So the green was full crosses, and then like the brown and the black going down is all half cross. So got my 500 in. That one's done. All right. Next up is, this one is called Once Upon a Time. This is a Janlynn Platinum Collection kit. And that is what it's going to look like when it's done. And I was talking to my mom about this because I was telling her, I said, you know, I don't know why, but I said I'm missing, which I mentioned in my videos before, I'm missing the beads, the blending filament, and the metallic thread. And then as I'm stitching this, I realized that I was missing a few colors as well, but luckily Janlynn gives you the DMC numbers, so I just pulled from my master set. And so we were talking about it, and she was like, you know, this does not seem like a piece you would have bought for yourself at all. And I think somebody gave it to me and it was missing this stuff, because when I'm looking at my little thread organizer that I had, I am missing that one there. I was missing this one here, but this is 3371 and I needed it, so I just, whatever I had wrapped around my bobbin, I just pulled that off. So yeah, I'm missing a few things. And I think that I was gifted this kit a very long time ago, and that's why. All right, so anyway, I'm doing this on what came in the kit, 28 count white Monaco, 2/2. And my goal for this was to do 500 stitches to get it to make sense, because all that was essentially done was like, all that was done was that right there, and I couldn't tell what way was up. And I figured it out, and whoopah! I did that. So I did 500 stitches. Now you can tell which way is up. Her arm looks very weird right now. But yeah. So that's where I'm at with that one. When I was stitching this, that 3371 looked really weird going into her hair, but then when I kind of sat back and looked at it, I was like, oh, okay, that makes a lot more. I thought it was a little dark to be going in with the lighter browns, but now it makes sense. So I did her entire back and face and the hair, and I came over here and started working on the unicorn's mane. So I got my 500 stitches in. I did not continue into her dress because I wasn't exactly sure which way was up. And then once I put it on the Q-snap, and then I took a picture of the pattern and found the center, and like I put it in GoodNotes, and I started marking off like what I had done. And when I realized what I had done, it was like I had put that like in the dead center, but where I should have like moved it down a little bit before I started stitching, because I was like kind of, that the head and the mane were like right near the top of the Q-snap. But I didn't feel like moving it, so I just left it and worked around it. I worked with it. All right. The next thing I'm going to show you is one of my stockings I'm doing for my kids. This one is called Enchanted Christmas Reindeer, right? Yeah. From Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Donna Gelsinger. And that is what it's going to look like when it's done. And my goal for this was to get it to 20%. And I needed, where is it? Hang on. Because I wrote down how many I needed to get it done. Reindeer stocking. I needed another just over 1,300 stitches on it to get it to 20%. And I'm doing this on a 25 count, easy count Lugana, 2/1 10 stitch, half cross, whatever you want to call it. And I did 1,318 stitches. I am now at 20% total. Exactly. So this is a total of 11,180 stitches out of 55,903. Now let me show you the area that I worked on. I worked all right here. So I started, this is the edge right here of the stocking going down. I started filling in a lot of the head and the body and stuff. So you can see those are jingle bells coming in right along here. And yeah, I just picked a color and ran with it for a little while, and then picked another color and ran with it for a little while. So 1,300 stitches. I'm now at 20%. So this one is going away till next year. Oh, my neck and my shoulder are so sore from all the stitching I did. I just sat there like a good portion of every day just stitching, stitch, stitch, stitch. All right, next up is All Hallows Eve, and this is by Erica Michaels. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. So what I had done accidentally was, when I was stitching this, I had started stitching this, and then I got my pages mixed up, and I started stitching the drum portion right here. So I had gotten this bottom border and that part done, and then I realized after the fact that none of that goes in this, which is what I was intending on stitching. So I had to frog all that out. I'm doing this on a 32 count Vintage Stormy Night by Zweigart. I think it's Zweigart, right? I really like this fabric for Halloween pieces and even maybe some Christmas pieces. But I ended up frogging all that out, and my goal was to do the word bones in the little crossword. And that is what I did. It was only 178 stitches to get that done. Isn't that nice? I like that a lot. And you can hardly tell where I had to frog those out. I think it's going to, as time goes on, it's going to fade. You won't even be able to tell. But yeah, I got that goal done. The word bones. I should have said more, because that was like nothing. I got that done in less than an hour. It's like 45 minutes. I'm like, okay, well, that's done. Let me move on to something else. Okay. And the next thing I'm going to show you is from Heaven and Earth Designs, and this is Mini Sunset Lighthouse. Artwork is by Dominic Davison. Looking back, I should have just purchased the actual full-size piece so I could get the detail. I feel like this is a little bit too detailed to be a mini, but it's whatever. I already bought it, I already started it. This is 325 by 232. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. My goal for this was to get it to 15%. I'm doing this on a 14 count ivory Aida because I had bought the pattern and I had the fabric and it fit, and I said, why not? So I needed to do a little over 1,600 stitches to get it to 15%. I did 1,645. and I am sitting at 15% exactly. This took me 2 days to get this gold done, and I was so sick of this piece by the time I was done. I don't know how you monogamous stitchers do it. I really don't, because after 2 days, I'm like, I am so done with this. I'm ready to move on to something else. Like, I swear. Okay. So let me show you the area that I worked on. So I'm doing this 2/2 full cross, like I said, on 14 count ivory Aida, and I did all this right down here. Did all this, and this is where I'm at with it so far. Hang on, I can't see you. There, I can kind of see you now. There we go. So that's where I'm at with that so far. So that's 15%. That is going to go away until next year. How close am I to the bottom? Let's see. About half. Oh, I'm over halfway to the bottom. Okay. Never mind, just look at the arrows, Jen. Arrows tell you the center. And yeah, duh. Yeah, I'm a little over, I'm past the halfway point on the bottom and past the halfway point going across. So, okay, next up is Grinch, Gnome and Company, and this is from Maya Stitch. I'm going to show you the unbackstitched mock-up on Pattern Keeper because I was able to get that part loaded. There is backstitching that is going to be involved, but of course it does not show up on there. Grinch, Gnome and Company. My goal for this was to get the cross stitching done on the center gnome, right? Yeah. Get all the cross stitching done on the center gnome right here. And I did. I have done, so for without the back stitching, it's 5,472 stitches total, and I did 1,238, 22.62% done with the cross stitching. I'm doing this 2/2 on a 28 count white Monaco, full cross. Look, isn't he cute? It's like a little reindeer gnome. Isn't it adorable? Did I miss a stitch? No, that is supposed to be white. I saw this little white spot right there. I'm like, wait a minute. No, that is supposed to be white. So yeah. Isn't that adorable? Super cute. That goal's done. It's going away. Okay, 3 more projects to show, and then we're going to mark off my board and we'll pick out some more goals. Okay, next up is a pattern from Stitch Robia, and this one is called Summertime. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. My goal for this was to get it to 30%. I needed about 1,200 stitches to get that done. And I did the 1,200 stitches and I got it done. I am now at 20 total since I started was 2,851 stitches out of 9,416. I am at 30.28%. I'm doing this on a, I think this is a 16 count, might be a 14 count. It's a white opalescent Aida, 2/2 full cross. That's where I'm at with it so far. So I did all this here, here, this part here, and up here. And I did, I've mentioned this before, how Pattern Keeper will sort your colors by the amount of stitches that are remaining for that color. So I took, I sorted it so that I worked on the colors that had the most stitches left. That's what I did. So currently, so that's how I ended up bouncing. I would like take a thread and then I would like bring it down. And so I mainly worked on these 2 colors. There's 2 different colors in this. No, I only did 2 colors, never mind. I mainly did this orange, and once it dropped below the blue, I switched over to the blue, and I would just bounce back and forth until I hit the 1200. So right now the color with the highest number of stitches left is color 3845. That's that blue, and there's 790 stitches left for that color. And the one with the least amount, just so you know, is color number 300, which is a brown, and it has 170 stitches left. Okay, next up is Halloween letters, and this is from Primrose Cottage Stitches. Whoopsies, hang on. Oh, I dropped my thread. Primrose Cottage Stitches, designed by Lindsay Waite. I am using mostly the called for colors, except for I called for coal, and I switched that out for 310, and called for whitewash, and I switched that out for B5200. And then oh, I'm sorry, this is what it's gonna look like. That's what it's gonna look like when it's done. And the ghosts, where are they? One there. So I'm not doing it on the called for fabric because I felt like the white blended in. I couldn't even find the ghosts until I really looked. I'm doing the little ghosties. I'm doing them in a glow in the dark thread, so that hopefully when it's out, like once it's done and framed and everything, when it's out, I will they'll glow in the dark. That's the idea. So my goal for this was to do the lines complete Witch's Brew and Eeks and Shrieks, complete these 2 lines. And I had, before, last time you saw this, I had Witches and the Cauldron, and I had Eeks, and like I had all that done. So I just had to finish, I had to do the words Brew and Shrieks and the little stuff that was around them. And Halloween letters. 690 stitches later, it got done. I'm doing this on a 14 or 16, I'm not sure which one. 14 or 16 count Ada in the color Dirty. So that's where I'm at with that so far. Isn't that cute? And yes, brew is supposed to be a shorter word than witches. I second guessed myself when I was stitching this, but it is supposed to be a shorter word because there is going to be pumpkins and stars on top of it. So do not, when you see that, don't make a comment and saying, oh, I think you made the words too short. No, that's what it's supposed to look like. So yeah, I'm quite happy with this. Yeah, I like it a lot. I'll be excited to pull this out again next year. Okay. Last project. So, like I said, we drove home last night, or not last night, we got home last night, like around dinner time, and I decided to try to go ahead and knock out one more goal. I did most of it last night, and then I finished it off this morning so I could say that I had another goal done. So I did do a little bit of stitching before I did this. This is Cooler Design Studio Autumn Sampler. Artwork is by Sandy Orton. I have all 4 of these started. I am doing all of them on a 28 count tea-dyed Monaco 2/2. And I started this one in the upper left-hand corner. My goal for this was to do 1,000 stitches. I had done a lot of this here, and I did a lot of the cross stitching in this section right here. So my goal was to do 1,000 stitches to completely finish this harvest block. And then whatever I had left over, I was going to come up here and finish this little gingham border right there. So I got it done. Go me. Go me. Look at that. So, look at those little cows. Aren't they adorbs? And then these are all little French knots, and it's hard to see it on camera, but I really like how the French knots came out because I did them with 2 strands of thread, and they look like little roses. I mean, they're apples, I think, but yeah. But yeah, I did all the cross stitching on the harvest section, and then I went in and did all the back stitching on that harvest section. And then I do not have the back stitching for this part done, because when I was doing the back stitching for this band right here, this cross stitching wasn't done, so I waited. So when I pull this back out next year, I will have to finish that. But I went ahead and did all the cross stitching for the gingham border, and I got that done. And I did some lazy daisies on there. They look like little mosquitoes, flies, something with wings. But yeah, so I'm happy with that. Got 1,000 stitches in on that one. All right. Wasn't that exciting? All that stuff that got done. How exciting is that? All right. Y'all ready to mark some goals off on my giant display board? Let me put these back in here for view. Okay. Move my back support here. I'm getting so old, I need something to support my back. All right. Oh, my giant trifold. Look at that. Look at all those goals that got done. And I'm keeping a tally up here. All right. Now you can watch me ride the struggle bus while I mark these goals off. Okay, so first thing we're going to mark off is Christmas reindeer. That is down here. Okay. Next thing is summertime. I'm going on this order, not alphabetical order. I'm going on the order I wrote it on the board. That's why I'm going back and forth. Okay, summertime. Over here. All right. Somebody had mentioned it would be nice if I had marked off the ones that were finishes in a different color. I don't have a different color. I mean, I have my dry erase markers, but yeah, it's okay though. Grinch, Gnome, and Company. Oh, where are you at? Down here. Ah, Grinch, Gnome, and Company. Okay. Next up is Reindeer Stocking. Stocking Enchanted Reindeer is over here. All Hallows Eve is. I know there's an easier way to do this, but oh well. All Hallows Eve up here. Next up, Artist's Kitchen. Right here. Next up is Peaceful Jaguar. Down here, can you see? Yes. Okay. Once Upon a Time. Oh, down here again. Okay, and Autumn Sampler. Ah! Autumn Sampler. And 3 bird watchers. Okay. It's over here. I can barely see. There we go. 3 bird watchers. Okay. Halloween letters. Probably should have done this in alphabetical order. Make my life a lot easier. Halloween letters. Autumn gnomes. I'm back up here again. And mini sunset lighthouse. Where is that? Over here. sweaty. There we go. Mini Sunset Lighthouse. Okay. So that was 13, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, let's do our tally. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh God. I'm struggling here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 66 goals done so far out of 139. Half of that, half of 139 would be 74 and a half, and I'm at 66. So I'm still a little behind, but I think I'm making great progress because, like I said, 7 of these goals have massive achievements that I need to make. And I know one of them for sure will not, if it does get completed, it will not be done until the last day of the year because it's my temperature piece for this year. So I feel like I'm making really good progress on this. Yeah. Okay. These bins, so now we're gonna pull out my new goals for the next 2 weeks. And these bins are not as heavy as they used to be because there's less and less stuff going in them. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and pull out, we're gonna pull out at least 15. I may pull out more depending on my mood. So I'm going to pull these goals out, or I'm gonna pull them out of the basket, show you what it is, and then pull it out to show you what my starting point is, since I don't edit videos. Hopefully if I can get something that has like a lot of space on it, I'll be able to do that. Like an iPad or something, because my phone only has like 64 gigabytes of memory, so I can't, like, it takes a lot of space to edit my hour-long videos. All right, and my I think just about my entire like immediate family on my mom's side discovered that I have a Flosstube because my mom is talking to it, because my mom knows, my mom watches my channel, and she started talking to me about it in front of the rest of my family. So now they all know I have a channel. They don't know the name of it though, but my son started playing it while we were talking about it. But yeah, they all know I have a channel now, but I don't expect any of them to watch it because none of them cross stitch. So anywho, okay, first up is Rocky Point, and let me move some of this stuff out of the way here. Okay, Rocky Point. This is a kit from Dimensions. And is this backwards? Yes, I bet it's backwards. Okay, there we go. I was like, why am I looking at the back of everything? Oh, Jen. Okay. Oh, here it is. Okay, so like I said, this is a kit from Dimensions, and it's a gold collection, and this is what it's going to look like when it's done. And my goal for this is to do 1,000 stitches. It says on the rocks and grass under the house. I've done 500, so I need another 500 to get it completed. I'm just doing this whatever came in the kit. And this is my starting point. So I need another 500 stitches, and this will be done for the year. Okay. I was about to pull something out of the bin. I don't even have my project picked yet. Okay. Next up is Winter Sampler. So this is like a companion piece to the Autumn Sampler I just showed you. From Cooler Design Studio. Artwork is by Sandy Orton. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. What's her name? Jamie from Cross Stitch and Chill. She is working on this piece, and she actually has this entire section down here done. She just showed it in her whip parade. And Blitz Stitch finished this piece quite a few years ago. He was actually the reason why I started doing these, because he did this and it was so beautiful. I even like started hounding him trying to find out what color fabric he was using, because it looked so good on the fabric he had it on. And that was a 28 count tea-dyed Monaco. So that is what I got for all four. This is my starting point. I started in the upper left-hand corner, and I'm trying to backstitch as I go, because as you guys know, if you've watched any of my previous videos, you know how much I despise backstitching, but I am discovering that I actually just despise it on the dimensions kits. This stuff, I don't mind so much. My goal is to do 1,000 stitches on the mice, the Happy New Year banner, and the countdown. So basically, continue like these two little mice here. I'm gonna get the little squigglies done. The Happy New Year banner, I think I'm going to, so I started this part here, so I'm gonna get this done and then keep working on this countdown banner right here, because I've done the top half of it. So, and then whatever I have this one mouse started, so whatever I have left over, I will probably start working on the second part of the banner, but where it says New Year, probably start working on the cross stitching for that part. Okay. Next up is Haunted Library Sal. Yay! This is from, I'm pretty sure a lot of you have seen this one. It's from Lola Crow Cross Stitch. I gotta find it. Oh, here it is. It's my big, huge, thick bag right here, because I have all the papers in here. So my goal for this is to finish the prologue. So my goal is to finish this. Lola Crow, right? Yeah, Lola Crow Cross Stitch on Etsy. My goal is to finish this section of it. It was released last year. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. Isn't that cool? So yeah, finish the prologue, and let me show you my starting point. I'm doing this on an 18 count vintage country mocha by Jaguar, I think. That's my starting point with it so far. So I need to finish the staircase. So that is that one. I feel super inspired by getting all those goals. Now, of course, that's what happens when you don't work for an entire week and you have nothing really to do except cross stitch. But I think I'm going to try to see if I can get whatever goals like have lower numbers, try to get them knocked out so I get more goals done. But then I also need to throw in my year-long ones too, or else it's just going to be nothing but that and my backstitching projects at the end of the year. Okay, next up is Welcome. This is a kit from Artiste. Where is it? Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Yeah, this is a kit from Artiste, and my goal for this is to, let's see, did I work on this at all? I don't think I did. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. My goal is to backstitch. I have the cross stitching for the C and the O done. And I wanted to backstitch the C, backstitch the O, and finish the M, like completely finish the M. So cross, and I have the M started. So this is my starting point. I'm just doing on whatever came in the kit. Yeah, I've not worked on this at all. So backstitch the C and the hat, backstitch the O, which is the pie, and then finish this M off. Watch, because this tends to happen, watch next video. I'll have like 2 bowls, because that's how I roll sometimes. I get so much accomplished one video and then like nothing the next video, and it's like, man, what'd you do for 2 weeks? You didn't do jack. Oh man. Okay. Next up is Christmas Penguin. It's a little kit from Dimensions. My goal for this is to finish it. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. And that is my starting point. So yeah. I mentioned this before, there's a lot of like, are they French knots or are they just single stitches? In the sky, there's a lot of like white dots. Is it French knots? Yeah, they're French knots, and I'm not 100% certain I'm gonna do that. I know the idea is for it to be snowing, but they're really spaced out, and I don't like that. See, you can barely see it anyway. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna end up doing those French knots. I might end up getting everything else done and just being like, okay, it's not snowing where my penguin is. It's not actively snowing. I might just leave those French knots off. So yeah, okay. 2, 4, 5. So there's 5. All right, let me do this. Let me move those out of the way. Okay. I gotta angle this now because it's almost getting to be slim pickings. What am I gonna do at the end of the year when I don't have anything to pick out? Because it's all gonna be like I guess I'll just have to show you. That'll be sad. Oh, goodness gracious. Summer sampler. Look at that. All my samplers want to come out to play now. Do I have spring? Nope, that one still needs to be done too. Okay, summer sampler. Polar Design Studio, artwork by Sandy Orton. My goal for this is to do, well, let me show you what it's going to look like real quick, because I got to show you what I got to work on. This is a bad printout of it, but that's what it's gonna look like when it's done. Upper left-hand corner start. My goal is to do complete the 3 seashells and the by the sea border. So complete basically this section right up here. I have no idea how many stitches that's gonna be. But I do have 2 seashells cross-stitched. So I almost completely cross-stitched. So I got to finish the cross-stitching, I think just on this one. I think this one might be done. Do that 3rd seashell, do the back stitching on it, get the little shadows done, and then the by the sea border underneath it. That is my goal for that one. And again, that's on a 28 count tie-dye Monaco 202. Sorry, I'm like trying to keep track of how many I'm pulling out. So I'm trying to like every 5, I'm putting them in front of me, but I accidentally threw that one in the bin. Okay. Before I was ready. All right, next up is Halloween Quaker. And this is from Lila's Studio. And where are you? I just saw it a minute ago when I was looking for my other one. Here it is. My goal for this is to do 1,000 stitches, I believe. I don't think I worked on it the last time I pulled it out. Halloween quicker. Yeah, I did not work on it last time I pulled it out. So that's what it's going to look like when it's done. This is not anything new. I'm like one of the last people to start this thing. But I'm doing this on a 32 count vintage Stormy Night. This is my starting point. And my goal is 1,000 stitches to finish off the broom, the moon, and then work on these bats that are above the witch. Whatever stitches I have left over, I will start working on the little Quaker motif that's above the bats. So, and I believe I am doing this in just about all of the called fors except for the black and the white. I think I have all of the called fors for the rest of the colors. Okay. Next up is whoops, I pulled out like 3. Okay. Next up is Beauty and the Beast. Did I not finish this one? I know I worked on it. Did I not finish it? Beauty and the Beast. Oh no. Okay. Whoops. Stop. This is a kit that's kind of hard to find now. It's the Thomas Kincaid Disney Dreams collection, Beauty and the Beast. And my goal for this was to do 1,000 stitches, and the last time I pulled it out I did 600, so I just need 400 stitches to finish this goal. There we go. That's my starting point. I am probably going to come back up here and keep working my way down the sky, because that's what I did last time. I did 600 stitches going straight across until I hit the end of this page. I'm probably just gonna kind of start filling this back in. So 400 stitches to finish that goal. So fingers crossed, I will have this goal done at least by the time you see me again. Because that's just 400 stitches, that's just gonna take like a couple hours. Okay, next up is More Than Yesterday. This is a piece that I got because it reminds me of my kids when they're being little a-holes or huge assholes. Either way, they've done both. I wanted to murder them yesterday on the drive home. God, they were driving me crazy. More Than Yesterday. This is from Stitchrovia. And it says, I love you more than yesterday. Yesterday, you really got on my nerves. And my goal for this is More Than Yesterday. To finish it, I am currently at 21.79% complete. That's my starting point. I'm doing this on a 16 count, I think, white opalescent Aida. And I'm kind of trying to do that thing where I take the largest color amount and work it until it drops down, and then take the next largest color amount and kind of do that. So my goal is to finish this piece. Okay, next up, I love this part. This is so fun. I like seeing what I'm gonna work on. Mini Tea and Books. And this is from Heaven and Earth Designs. Oh, I should probably show you the mock-up on here. Mini Tea and Books. I adopted this piece from my friend Naomi. Naomi, I hope your shoulder is feeling better. Artwork is by Bridget Ashwood. This is 275 by 275. It has 89 colors. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. I believe Stitching Mommy is also stitching this, but she is not doing the background. I am. This is being stitched on a, it looks like a 28 count, easy count Lugana. And I think this one is, have I not worked on this? Because it looks like, no, I have not. So it looks like it is 2/1 tent stitch. And this is going to be hard for me because her tent stitches are in the opposite direction that my tent stitches usually go in, I think. I'll have to get it under my magnifier to really see. Maybe it's full cross. I can't tell from, my eyeballs are not good enough. Anyway, so this is my starting point with it so far. Wait, hold on. Is that the right corner? No. That wasn't the right corner. There, we had to pull up the mock-up. Yeah. So she did an upper right-hand corner start. So that's my starting point. And my goal is to get it to 6%. It is currently sitting at 4.13%. And it has 3,120 out of 75,625 stitches done. And I think to get it to 6%, I need about 1,400 stitches, a little over 1,400. So I have to get it under the magnifier. Oh wait, no, you know what? I was looking at this in the wrong direction. These tent stitches do go the way that I do mine. So this will be easy. Okay, never mind. Ignore me. Okay, there's 10. Okay, let's pull out 5 more and then we'll see how I feel, if I want to pull any more out. I like having options. Okay. Next up is Poltergeist Pirates. This is from, where is it? It's over here. P. Here we go. Okay, this is from Glennon Place, designed by Cheryl Granda. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. I am doing this on the called for fabric, which is a 28 count linen. Hold on. 28 count casual linen in the color Bang by Crosswing Collection. And they dyed this, they made this specifically for this piece. So this is my starting point on it. My goal was to do 1,500 stitches total. That's my starting point. I'm doing it over 2 and I'm backstitching as I go. And I have already done 500, so I still need 1,000 stitches to get this goal done. So yeah. The only thing that I have not bought for it is the silks. I have the buttons and I have the glow in the dark. And I'm doing the DMC. I have not decided if I'm going to try to convert the silks to something else or if I'm going to go with it. I don't know. So the Jean over at my LNS said that it was going to be like $50 for the silks. And I'm like, I don't know, that's a lot of money. I already spent enough money. I don't know if I need it for, she said, or you could just match it to DMC and do that. I was like, I might do that. Maybe I'll do a blend or something to make it look, because I think it's in the water. Anyway. Okay, I'm just rambling now. Falling Snow Stocking. This is the other stocking I'm doing for my other child. And artwork is by Alan Guiana. Where is it? From Heaven and Earth Designs. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And where did I put it? Is it over here? Is it? That's not it. Hang on. Is it in this bag? No. Hang on. Okay, that is not it. I might have put it out of order, and that's why I can't find it. Double check. No, that is not it. Okay. Okay, well, it's definitely not there. I put it in her seed for Christmas, like a dodo head. So I try to have all my whips like alphabetized by title so that if I see the title, I know where to go for it. But sometimes I think I have it on here as Christmas tree stocking. I think that's why. Anyway, my goal for this, Jesus, that was a mess. My goal for this, oh my God, excuse me. My goal for this is to get it 25%. Where'd it go? I was going to need about 4,400 stitches total. The last time I pulled this out, I did 1,400 stitches, so it's at 21.19%. I'm doing this on a 25 count, easy count Lugana, 2 over 1 10th stitch. That is my starting point. So, I think I need like another 3,000 stitches. So this definitely will get pulled a few more times because I can't be working on stuff days in a row. I can't stand that. I need it. Okay. Yeah, I need like 3,000 stitches to get it to 25%, so that'll definitely get pulled a few more times. Okay, next up is, oh, best friends quotes. That does not count because that is one of my year-long pieces. Okay, next up is Springtime Splendor. All right, getting some fun stuff this time. Well, I get fun stuff every time, but stuff I haven't worked on like at all this year. So this is from Heaven and Earth Designs, artworks by Randall Spangler, and this is what it's going to look like when it's done. It's regular size, max color. It's his 2 little draglings that he has in just about every piece that he does. And this is, hang on. It is 450 by 758 and it's 236 colors. My goal for this is to get it to 4%. I am currently at 3.01%, so I think I need about a little over 3,300, almost 3,400 stitches to get it to the 4%. I'm gonna go ahead and show you my starting point, like the overall, what it looks like, if I can get it oriented correctly. So I come over and I started doing royal rows, but horizontally, or not going down instead of going across. That's why all these park threads are here. So what I'm probably gonna end up doing is coming over here and working these park threads in. But yeah, that's 3%, 3.01% so far. I need to get it to 4%. So I think I said I'm doing this on 25 count, 2 over 1 tent. If I didn't say that before, I'm saying it now. All right, so that right now has 10,259 stitches out of 340,805. Okay. Next up is Home for the Holidays, and this is a Dimensions kit. Is it this one? Yeah. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. My goal for this, see, I did my whip parade not that long ago, so I'm pulling these out. I'm like, did I already work on this? No, I pulled it out for the whip parade. Is to do 500 stitches on the basket and the stuff coming out of it. I'm just doing whatever came in the kit. I had to see which way it was supposed to be. That's my starting point. So 500 more stitches on this, of the basket itself and the stuff coming out of it. And I will probably go ahead and backstitch most of the basket and the stuff coming out of it if I get to that part, because I hate backstitching dimensions kits and I'm gonna have to backstitch as I go, or else this thing's gonna be sitting here for 20 years like my other backstitching projects do. Okay, next step is, I think I'm gonna make this my last one. Walking to town. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make this my last one. Okay. This is what it's going to look like when it's, this is an old dimensions kit, copyright 1999. I think it's still available, but yeah. And my goal for this is walking to town, is to do 1,000 stitches. And this, I'm just doing this on the Navy 8 that came in the kit. Oh, that's my starting point. So 1,000 stitches on this. All right, so I think that's 15 more projects plus my 7. I had a great time. I hope you did too. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off because I am freaking starving. I have not eaten yet and it's like almost 2 o'clock. I'm hungry. Okay, so if you had liked what you had to see, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below and the bell to be notified whenever I post a new video. I usually post every 2 weeks. And if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment section down below. I will try to have everything linked down below that I possibly can, unless it's a kit or a retired pattern. And yeah, that's it. That's all I gotta say. Okay, take care everybody. Happy stitching. Get a lot of stitches in, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.